Yugi Boomer reacts to Joey Wheeler Archetype? Question mark? Alright, these cards came out like a month. Well, no, they didn't come out. They were announced like a month ago or something. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I already forgot what the cards do. I already forgot what the cards do. I always read the effects and I just instantly like boop poof gone. So let's watch a video about them and see if I'm gonna play them when they inevitably come to masterduel in like a year or something. I don't know. It feels like a clip farming type of deck. So let's see.
The Dark Time Wizard archetype is a new wave of legacy support for Joey Wheeler. Released in 2026's Beyond the Brave booster pack, the archetype acts as a love letter to Yu-Gi-Oh's ultimate underdog.
I want to see also the blind second potential of this deck, because the new fusion is meant to be like a kaiju, right? Or something. I love TGS vocals, cadence, and tone. Yeah, me too. He sounds really professional. So I think it can work because also the main card destroys everything on the opponent's field, right? So it feels like a going second deck. I think it does feel like a going second deck. So let's try to understand like if it actually will work like that. The fusion and board wipe are only cards I remember. Yeah, those are the main cards, right? So let's see.
Historically, Joey's deck was a jumble of random cards, really. Kind of all put together, they do different things, but there's no through line. The closest thing to a theme of the deck is a reliance on luck-based cards. A gamble deck, if you will. This reliance on luck all started with one of the first rare cards Joey ever received, Time Wizard, which was given to him by Yugi.
This is so cool.
Fast forward to modern day, and with the release of the new Dark Time Wizard archetype, it brings all of Joey's iconic Battle City cards into one cohesive deck.
I honestly love this idea. I don't know if they will do this with, or like, I guess it doesn't, there are not many characters you can do this with, right? That have like such iconic cards that you can turn into an archetype. They do this with the Shining Sarcophagus, right? And that's really cool. But with this, yeah.
While yes, the deck does still rely on luck, I feel like taking that away would lose the charm of it being a Joey deck. A little bit of
it's the clip farming aspect of it. I love it.
Luck is kind of needed. Because of the new consistency that this deck offers, you now have a viable strategy, incredible board wiping potential, and high risk, high reward gameplay that is all united by one singular card, Dark Time Wizard. This card is a modern
high risk, high reward. I feel like this deck was designed for me. I cannot wait. See you in see you in what? When do you think this will come to Masterduel? At least 6 months. 6 months. I don't think this is gonna happen. Like this is gonna be 2027. All right. See you in 2027. I'll be playing this, and I'll be clip farming.
Version of Joey's original Time Wizard,
next
which
year,
was
right?
given to him by Yugi. The original Time Wizard had the effect, once per turn you can toss a coin.
We don't need to
If you
see
call it right,
the effects of the
destroy all
original
monsters
ones.
your opponent controls. If you call it wrong, destroy as many monsters you control as possible, then take damage equal to half the total attack of those destroyed monsters. The new Dark Time Wizard has the effect, activate one of these effects.
Okay.
Add a card that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your deck. Also, add Dark Time Wizard from your grave to your hand at the end.
So this is a +1, right?
End of the turn. Alternatively, toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the total original attack of those monsters. If you call it wrong, destroy all monsters you control. That's pretty damn cool. Instead of you.
Yeah. So your opponent takes damage. So it's even better. Yeah. On a quick play spell, right? Well, it's at the end of the turn, right? So it's basically like the Fallen and the Virtues, kinda. Not exactly, but you know what I mean.
You take
like in practice. Flip a coin, white board going second. You should make an OG Time Wizard. No. I'm not playing the OG Time Wizard, but I might be playing this.
Damage for failing, you now make your opponent take damage for succeeding. And there's actually a benefit to this card if it fails, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. For now, if you wondered why Dark Time Wizard is a quick play spell, it's because in the original manga, it was a spell card instead of being a monster, which was something that the early parts of the anime kept forgetting, treating the monster Time Wizard as a spell card sometimes. And as well, since all these cards are from Joey's Battle City deck, the reason why it's a quick play spell is due to the rules of Battle City at the time, where spell cards could be used like quick play spells during the controller's battle phase or on the opponent's turn if they had been set.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Is that a reference? Or is that just like what makes more sense for the game? I don't know. Yeah.
Brings up an interesting point about Time Wizard's face. You'll notice in Dark Time Wizard, it has no physical face, just floating eyes and a mustache. This is because the original manga version had no face either. However, when they made the card for the TCG OCG, there was a mistake made.
This was meant to be the cape.
They assumed what was the cape in the background was a separation of the colors of its face, whereas in reality, it's supposed to be a disembodied eyes.
Oh, interesting. This looks way cooler though. This looks like a much more interesting design. Oh, interesting. You know, I never thought about it, but this looks way more interesting.
The mustache. Carrying on with this, if you look at the background of every single one of these new cards, you will see that the Battle City streets are in the background.
Yo!
This is of course because all of these cards.
Okay, I'm getting this. When this comes to the TCG, I have to get this. This just looks so cool. Like, I want this as a collector item, honestly, because these cards are really, really, really cool. I didn't even realize.
In this artwork were used during Joey's Battle City tournament, but more importantly, all of these cards are references or adapted from the original manga versions of the cards. So you'll notice some
I have to read the manga now to not be a poser.
differences.
Sorry, a LARPer. Sorry, I'm hip with the kids, yeah.
Like that throughout, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, while Battle City is in the background of all the artworks, there is one exception, and that is, of course, the Dark Time Wizard. However, it has loads of references in the background of its artwork. Essentially, it's a look through time depicting cards that reference some of Joey's most iconic duels. We have Joey versus Rex with Fighting Flame Sword.
What?
Joey versus Mai.
But these are old cards, right? Yeah, these have nothing to do with the archetype. Though this art looks really good. And by really good, I mean really good.
With Harpy Lady Elegance. Joey versus Bones with Ectoplasmic Fortification. Joey versus Bandit Keith with Proton Blast. Joey versus Esperoba with Cyber Energy Shock. Joey versus Mako Tsunami with Sea Stealth Attack. Possessed Joey versus Yugi with Red Eye's Soul. And Joey versus Odeon with Verdict of...
Oh, I didn't realize. Have I seen this card or like a different one? In the when playing against Man, yeah.
Anubis.
Didn't realize that these guys were there.
All of those made sense. You might be like, why does Red Eye's Soul reference the possessed Joey duel with Yugi? Well, that's actually really interesting. Red Eye's Soul is missing its right wing because in the manga version of the Joey versus Yugi duel, Joey shot Rocket Warrior at Red Eyes, which blasted away a part of it.
I see.
This is what is being referenced here. Getting back to the archetype, after Dark Time Wizards, who do we have? Alligator Sword Dragon Knight. This is a modernized version of Joey's original Alligator Sword Dragon, which was a fusion of Baby Dragon and Alligator Sword. The original had the effect, this card can attack your opponent directly, if the only face-up monster they control are Earth, Water, or Fire. Alligator Sword Dragon Knight has the effect, can attack directly.
Okay.
If this card is in your hand, you can reveal one of a card in your hand that mentions Dark Time Wizard, special summon this card. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add up to 2 spells or traps with different names from each other that mention Dark Time Wizard from your deck to your hand.
Up to 2.
And discard 1 card. In-game, Alligator Sword Dragon...
Is this not like... I feel like this makes the deck super consistent already.
Knight acts as the primary bridge. By simply revealing another Dark Time Wizard card in your hand and summoning it to the field, you can instantly grab your core Playmaker cards, specifically Dark Time Wizard. After that, you can add the traps if you're going first, or the spells if you're going on the offense. And if you want to be really clever, take a card that has a graveyard ability, because you have to dump a card anyway with this, so just dump something that's got a bit of protection in it. It's worth noting that this monster's ability to attack directly is a reference to when Joey used it against Mako Tsunami. He said due to its ability to fly, it could avoid the hidden sea monsters inside Umi and make a direct attack. However, fun fact, in the manga, there was an error. Joey attacked on the same turn he summoned this monster, which should be impossible, since Battle City rules prohibit prohibit fusion summon monsters from attacking on the turn they're summoned. This was fixed in the anime rendition, as it waited a turn before attacking.
Battle City rules state fusion monsters must wait one turn before attacking. I know that, Aqua Boy. That's why I plan to sink you in my next turn.
And it's seemingly been fixed here, by making the monster a main deck monster now. Swift Panther Warrior. This is a modernized version of Joey's original Panther Warrior. The
2000 attack and requires a tribute in order to attack. Sure, awesome.
original had the effect, this card cannot declare an attack unless you tribute a monster. Swift Panther Warrior has the effect. During the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute one of a monster from your hand or field and activate one of these effects.
Okay.
Special summon a monster that mentions Dark.
Wait. This is already crazy. You have to tribute a monster in order to activate this.
One of a monster from your hand or field.
Oh, from hand. Okay. From hand or field. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
One of these effects. Special summon a monster that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your hand or deck. Send one spell or trap that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your deck to the grave. This card cannot declare an attack unless a monster was tributed this turn.
You can just summon a guy. What?
Your prime target to summon through Panther Warrior's effect is Alligator's Sword Dragon Knight. This is because it immediately triggers Dragon Knight's on summon effect to search 2 spells or traps, one of which will most likely be your Playmaker Dark Time Wizard. Alternatively, if your opponent has a lot of back row, you can summon what we're going to talk about a little bit later, Jinzo from the deck to get rid of any traps on the field. And with the send spell or trap ability, you can send one of your traps or spells that have a graveyard ability. Now,
you could always tribute the alligator sword after you search it if you get in reverse order.
in the manga and anime, Panther Warrior was always paired with Scapegoat, since it gave it easy access to tributes to help it to attack. The same is true here, with the new card, Sleeping Scapegoats. This is a modernized version of Scapegoats. The original had the effect to special summon 4 sheep tokens.
Summon 4 guys that cannot be tributed for 3 summon.
For a tribute summon, and you cannot summon other monsters the turn you activate this card, but you can normal set. Sleeping Scapegoats has the effect, special summon up to 4 scapegoat tokens into defense.
Okay.
Then if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon Swift Panther Warrior from your deck. For the rest of the
What? This is a going second deck. See, I'm telling you, chat, this is a going second deck. That's what we need. What do you know what you get from this? Holy.
This turn, these tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters.
Okay.
If a card you
So
control
no link summons with this. All right.
mentions Dark Time Wizard would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy 1 token you control that was special summoned by this effect instead. By the way, initially I thought this card could protect your field if you failed the Time Roulette. I don't believe they can. Kind of a shame as well, because that would have been a great bit of synergy. You failed the Time Roulette, but one of these tokens can be a bit of insurance, but no, I guess not. The greatest benefit of this card is of course to protect your monsters from destruction effects. However, they also make good tribute fodder for cards like Swift Panther Warrior's effect, and as well as a sacrifice for summoning the new boss monster of this archetype, Red Eyes Black Dragon Exceed. This is a modernized version of Joey's original Red Eyes Black Dragon, which he originally won off of Rex Raptor. However, it's not just that. It is also Red Eyes Black Dragon having grown to its fullest potential through the power of Time Wizards. While we have originally seen Red Eyes Black Dragon fail to be aged 1,000 years, specifically when Joey was going against Red Eyes, now with Red Eyes on his side, Time Wizard is able to age this monster 1,000 years into the powerhouse we see here.
Dude, I'm getting excited. Like, I don't know, I'm getting excited.
Similar to cards like Dark Magician becoming Dark Sage and Baby Dragon becoming 1000 Dragon. In game, this monster can only be summoned by fusing Red Eyes Black Dragon and a monster that mentions Dark Time Wizard, or can be special summoned from the extra deck by tributing a face-up monster on either field during the turn a monster was destroyed by the effect of Dark Time Wizard. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon a level 8 or lower monster from your hand or grave. This monster is unaffected by your opponent's activated monsters and spell effects. In terms of what's best to summon from the grave,
sorry, my brain didn't catch any of that.
This monster can only be summoned by fusing Red Eyes Black Dragon and a monster that mentions Dark Time Wizard.
Okay.
Or can be special summoned from the extra deck by tributing a face-up monster on either field.
A face-up monster on either field.
During the turn, a monster was destroyed by the effect of Dark Time Wizard.
So you just need to activate Dark Time Wizard if your opponent has something on the field and you have something in the field, and it will destroy anything, like something, no matter what, right? So if you destroy your own guys, you can tribute one of your opponent's monsters. And if you destroy your opponent's monsters, you can just tribute one of yours to get this. So it's a win-win, doesn't matter.
If this card is special summoned, you can special summon a level 8 or lower monster from your hand or grave.
And then you can just summon something else.
This monster is unaffected by your opponent's activated monsters and spell effects. In terms of what's best to summon from the grave through this monster's summon effect, well, that depends. You can instantly revive Jinzo Energy Shocker to establish a trap lockdown. You can reel back your Fisherman Legend of the Sea to get a free pop and guarantee a self bounce for resources every turn.
Why are we playing Insect Queen?
Or just bring back Alligator's Sword Dragon Knight to trigger its ability to search your deck and thin your deck. Let's talk about the cards Joey won during Battle City. Fisherman Legend of the Sea. This is a modernized version of Joey's original legendary Fisherman that he won off of Mako Tsunami. The original had the effect, while Umi is on the field, this card is unaffected by spell effects and cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. This effect was useless to Joey, as he didn't play Umi in his deck, and since he didn't play a legendary Ocean, he didn't have the ability to reduce its level by 1 to make it a level 4, meaning this monster was quite difficult to summon. However, Fisherman Legend of the Sea was made as a level 4 monster, matching its original manga level. Its effect is if your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, or when their monster declares an attack, an Umi or a card that mentions Dark Time Wizard is on the field, you can
Okay, thank God. I was like, an Umi, okay, or literally any other card in this deck.
Summon this card from your hand. If this
Oh, wait, what?
card that mentions Dark Time field, or original manga level. Its effect is if your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, or when
A monster effect on the field.
their monster declares an attack, an Umi or a card that mentions Dark Time Wizard is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand.
Okay.
If this card is special summoned, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it.
I see it, chat. This also requires your opponent to have a monster on the field, right? But you also need something on your field first. And then you can just summon this and destroy something. So it's a board breaker, question mark?
Return this card from the field to the hand during the end phase. Monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Also return this card from the field to the hand during the end phase of this turn.
Wait, it returns to the hand. So for like you can do the same the next turn in your opponent's turn, right? Right? It's a quick effect, right?
The appeal of this monster is that the moment it is special summoned, its effect triggers to target and destroy one monster the opponent controls. This should break their combo or at least halt one of their attacks.
Yeah.
Then during the end phase, it features a mandatory self bounce that returns it back to the hand. This prevents it from being destroyed on the field, hiding it safely back in your hand so you can drop it again on the next turn to interrupt the opponent even more. And not only that, because the archetype relies heavily on having cards that mention Dark Time Wizard in the hand, Fisherman's constant self-recycling nature provides endless fuel for the rest of the cards. Jinzo Energy Shocker. This is a modernized version of
This is the issue for me. Like, this is a floodgate. But let's see how cooler they made him. I still don't know why Joey even used Insect Queen. Yeah.
Joey's original Jinzo card that he won off Esperoba. The original had the effect, trap cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negate all trap effects on the field. Jinzo Energy Shocker is made as a level 7 monster, meaning it is more difficult to summon than the original Jinzo. This is to match its original level in the manga. It has the effect, this card's name becomes Jinzo while on the field or in the grave. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can destroy as many traps your opponent controls as possible. If the card is set, reveal it. Then this card gains 300 attack for each card destroyed this way. Your opponent cannot activate trap cards or effects while you have another monster in your field or graveyard. Now,
Sorry, what?
reveal it. Then this card gains 300 attack for each card destroyed this way. Your opponent cannot activate trap cards or effects while you have another monster in your field or graveyard that mentions Dark Time Wizard.
Wait, so what? So you need like something else in order for your opponent to not activate trap cards.
The
Okay.
new ability to actually destroy all the traps on the field was something the original anime and manga versions of Jinzo could do. Now, despite Jinzo being even higher of a level, meaning it should be more difficult to get to the field, thanks to cards like Swift Panther Warrior's Quick Effect, it is very
Field
easy to
or
get
grave.
to the field. And since Swift Panther Warrior's effect is a quick effect, you can summon it during your opponent's end phase to wipe all of their traps from the field before they become live. Now here is where I would talk about the Dark Time Wizard version of Insect Queen, except it doesn't exist yet. But I reckon 100% it'll be the next card that gets added. So we might as well talk about it anyway. The original Insect Queen.
You're just feeling time, dude. There's no need to talk about this.
It gains 200 attack for each insect monster on the field. Cannot declare an attack.
Yeah, that mentions the Dark Time Wizard, yes.
Turn during the end phase, if this card destroyed an opponent's monster by battle this turn, special summon an insect monster token to the field into attack. For a new Dark Time Wizard version of this card, we can expect that maybe it would have a name like Parasitic Insect Queen. It will be a level 8 monster instead of a level 7 to match its manga version. Its effect will be much closer to the original manga version. It will gain 400 attack for every other insect monster on the field, and it summons an insect token every time it destroys a monster by battle. On top of this might be wishful thinking, but I think they might splice this card with another card that Joey technically played, and that is Parasitic Parasite. Thus, why I think it would be called Parasitic Insect Queen. Its additional effect would be that all monsters on the field are treated as
We're just speculating here. I don't know what is the point of
will
this.
have plenty of attack points, and it can disrupt.
You probably
the
put some
opponent
monster
if they
on
need
the
to
opponent's
check
field to
typing.
pair with the
Perhaps
spell.
it even has a second effect referencing Insect Barrier or Eradicating
sounds really good.
Aerosol. Insect Barrier can make the opponent's insect monsters unable to attack, or Eradicating Aerosol will just destroy all insect monsters on the opponent's field. Would this be a little bit too much?
Show me the
Let know what your
spells.
theories are on what Insect Queen's name and abilities would be for the next card to be released for this archetype. Finally, we have some iconic Joey spells and traps to go through. Graceful Skull Dice. This card is a fusion of two cards Joey would always use together, Graceful Dice and Skull Dice. Each had the effect to roll a 6-sided die. Graceful Dice had the effect all monsters you currently control gain attack and defense equal to the result times 100 until the end of the turn. Skull Dice instead made all monsters the opponent controls lose attack and defense equal to the result times 100 until the end of the turn. Graceful Skull Dice has the power of both. Its effect is roll 2 6-sided die and apply these effects for the rest of this turn. Monsters you control that mention Dark Time Wizard gain attack and defense equal to the total times 200. Monsters your opponent control lose attack and
Do you
defense
see that
equal to the
difference?
total times 200. If your
There's a damage difference like insane, so you just win with this, right? You can just attack with this. You just activate Dark Ruler No More or something. Dark Ruler No More, and you just attack with this and you just wipe everything. No, but Dark Ruler No More makes your opponent doesn't take damage. What would be the best way? Nah, it doesn't. I'm thinking of what card will be good with this. Something to negate the stuff, so then you can just attack. I mean, you get rid of the traps with the other guy. Droplet. Oh, Droplet will be even huge. More huge. Yeah, Droplet. Yeah. I guess Droplet will be it. Well, if with Droplet, you will win anyways. Interesting.
Opponent normal or special summons a monster while this card is in your grave. You can banish this card, target one of those monsters, roll a 6-sided die twice. If the total is 6 or more, destroy that monster. The appeal of this card is that the average roll is a 7, meaning on average, Dark Time Wizard monsters gain 1400 attack, while the opponent's monsters lose 1400 attack. That is a 2800 attack point difference. And if we consider the best case scenario where you get 2 6s, well, that means all their monsters lose 2800 while all yours gain 2800. That is a 5600 attack difference.
5600 attack difference.
Is an OTK on a plate. In fact, speaking of, since the average roll with 2 die is 7, that means that this card's hidden landmine ability in the grave when the opponent normal or special summons a monster, that's pretty good odds, around 72% success rate. Foolish Grave Robber. This card is a fusion of 2 cards Joey would always use together, Foolish Burial and Grave Robber.
So Foolish Burial, yes.
To the opponent's grave. Grave Robber would then let him activate or summon a card in the opponent's grave. Foolish Grave Robber has the effect, send a card that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your deck to the grave.
Okay.
You can then special summon one monster from either graveyard to your field.
Okay.
You can banish this card from your grave, set to your field one spell or trap that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your grave.
Dude, I feel like this, I cannot understand this, like these convoluted effects, if I don't like see them, like if I don't read them. If someone is just telling me what it does, I cannot comprehend what's going on. But okay, so we send something to the graveyard, then we special summon something from either graveyard.
Except
and then what?
One monster from either graveyard to your field. You can banish this card from your grave, set to your field.
This is another effect. We can banish this to set what?
Spell or trap that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your grave, except Foolish Grave Robber, or one spell or trap from your opponent's graveyard. The beauty of this card
A trap from your opponent's graveyard. Interesting.
is you can send Grave Robber or one spell or trap
Spell
from your
or
opponent's
trap.
graveyard.
Okay.
The beauty of this card is you can send any of your spells and traps to get their graveyard abilities, or send one of your monsters that you need to summon it straight to the field. Jinzo most likely being the
Wait,
top
but there are other cards in this deck that have graveyard abilities, right? Like for example, the dice, right? The dice. Nice impulse. It's mine now. Yeah.
contender, as you can just dump it, summon it back, which is exactly what Joey did in his duel with Odeon. By doing this, during your opponent's end phase, you can destroy all their set spells and traps before they go live. The final Dark Time Wizard card we have is Reversal Box, based on Joey's original Fairy Box. Now you might know
Bye bye, Potato. Bye bye. Thank you so much. I'm graduating today. Good luck with the stream. Wait. Congratulations on your graduation? Or are we talking about a different graduation? But yeah, I hope you rest well. Bye bye. Rest well. Good night.
Fairy's Reversal Box, based on Joey's original Fairy Box. Now you might know Fairy Box as a trap card with the effect when your opponent monster declares an attack, toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, the attacking monster's attack becomes 0 until the end of the battle phase. Once per turn during your standby phase, pay 500 life points or destroy this card. In the anime and manga, this card is actually a spell, and it had the effect all attack position monsters on your side of the field are hidden in a box to disrupt enemy attacks. Basically, it would just protect all your attack position monsters for a turn. The new Reversal Box has the effect, once per turn during the standby phase, roll a 6-sided die and place counters on this card equal to the...
What the hell, dude? What is this card? What am I, just first sentence, I'm already like done with this. What do you mean six-sided die and then also like counters? What are we doing? Let it ride. Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? Hold on.
Attack position monsters for a turn. The new Reversal Box has the effect, once per turn during the standby phase, roll
once per turn during a standby phase. Okay.
a 6-sided die and place counters on this card equal to the result.
Okay, so you roll the die, you roll the dice, and then you place counters equals to a number roll. So like 3.5 on average, right? Okay, awesome. Which version of Blackluster Soldier do you think is better card? Regular Blackluster Soldier or Blackluster Soldier Empire of the Beginning? What are we talking about? Huh? Which do you think is better? The one that has an effect, probably, right? The one that was banned, probably? You can potentially get 6 negates. Both players' turns. Well, you're gonna set this on your turn, and you're gonna activate it during the next standby phase, right?
A maximum of 6. When a monster effect is activated on your opponent's field, or once per battle during damage calculation, if an opponent's monster attacks, you can remove 1 counter from this card, target one of those monsters, toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, you can special summon a monster that mentions Dark Time Wizard from your deck, and if you do, until the end of this turn, change the targeted monster's attack to 0 and negate its effects.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this card? I'm not playing this. I'm sorry, I'm not playing this. No matter what happens, I am not playing this card. Like, what the hell is this, dude? This is gonna be... Wait, that doesn't say until the end of the turn. I'm sure it will, right? I'm gonna play this. There is no way. So let's say you get like three counters, right? So, and you basically completely get rid of one of your opponent's monsters, like at random. So on average, no, on average you get like 1.75 if I'm doing the math, like negates with this. On average you get like 1.75 negate or something like, I don't know, the math is probably wrong, but it's like more than 1.5 negates on average, which technically makes this card better than Imperm? Question mark? But you also summon something, right? That is so convoluted, dude. Well, also you can use Imperm on your own turn. What even is the point of this? I don't know. But if you high roll, this is an insane card. It is so RNG, right? It is so RNG. Like, this is like impossible to tell if this card is good or not because it depends on so many random factors, dude. I can't chat. We're gonna be spamming the Let It Ride. We're gonna be spamming the Let It Ride emote when this comes out. If we actually play this, there is no way. Where's the Let It Ride? Wait, where is it? Let It Ride? Let It Ride. Arcana might be decent with it. Ah, you mean Arcana Force? No, wait. There's one card that lets you roll the, like, toss the coin again, right? I guess so, but you really want to focus your deck on this? I feel like the deck already is like really good for going second. Also, by the way, hello Neospace. Welcome, Neospace. Welcome to stream. If you love gambling, yeah, I mean, I personally want to make this deck consistent. I'm thinking like, what else do we put in this deck to make it more consistent? To make it not more consistent, to where like you put like board breakers on this. You cannot play. I guess you could play first the links because you get locked into fusions after activating. The only thing that locks you into fusions are the goats, right? The scapegoats. So you can play links like Sky Striker and what is this called? And Radiant Typhoon, like Radiant Typhoon Vision and the two guys to make it more consistent and search for more cards, not search. What is it called? Like draw more cards, keep drawing cards, right? Radiant Typhoon Vision, engage, Sky Strikers. I guess that's how I will play it, right? I will play this as if I just want to draw more things, like Droplet. We're gonna have like a lot of free space. We can play Super Polymerization. We can play oh my god, what is this? The Fallen of the Virtues. You just play this card. You don't play this. There is no way a serious player will play this. You play this just to clip farm. Clown Crew is also great for drawing and can ignore lock. Okay, that sounds good too. I don't know much about Clown Crew, so maybe that will be it by the time this releases. I mean, this is a one-off, so you have a trap for droplet. This card is valid. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else.
This card is potentially one of the best cards in this archetype.
No.
As it can.
Yeah, it is potentially the best one. It's also potentially the worst one. What are you talking about? It is potential. The potential is there. The potential is there to be anything.
Best negate 6 monster effects on the opponent's field, while also summoning 6 monsters from your deck to the field. Of course, if you whiff, You whiff, which applies to all the cards in this deck.
Well, yeah, potentially it could be 6 negates. It also potentially can be literally nothing. Potentially literally nothing. Oh my god, if you're lucky enough, it's incredible. Yes, okay, of course. Like, well, that's what I'm thinking about the average. On average, it's like, it's not even 2 negates. It's like 1.7. Yeah, potentially, unless you have a bad RNG luck, yeah.
If you're doing well with the luck, you're going to do really well. If you do bad, you're not going to do great, but most likely, you're going to be somewhere in the middle. Now, some of you might be saying, wait a minute, there's loads more iconic Battle City manga cards that Joey hasn't had made into this
I'm sure they will be made at some point.
That's true. So I'm going to list a couple now that I think will get cards, most likely eventually. Remember that.
All right. Before he tells us, what do you think they are? What cards are we forgetting? What Joey cards are we forgetting right now? Magical Arm Shield? Oh, it's also the guy, right? The rocket guy. I forgot the name. The rocket warrior. Yeah. Also, there is like a soldier that is like a that has like a big head, right? Oh, there is also the other one that is like a blue one that kind of flies, I think. Battle warrior, the battle guards. Guilford, yeah, you're right. Run it back with dark time wizard stuff could be hilarious. No. Did they already print the red Oni, blue Oni with Tristan? I don't know. Little Wingard. Yeah, I think that's the name, Little Wingard. Axe Raider? I don't see Axe Raider in this. Guilford will be the one, I think. That the one with more chances. Did you have a Battle Ox? I think that's a Kaiba card, right? Tiger Axe? I don't know what that is. Okay, well, let's see.
Had to have been used in the manga, not just the anime. These are Insect Queen and possibly
yeah, that's
Parasite.
This is locked. Insect Queen definitely, maybe Parasite, but Insect Queen is definitely there.
Parasite, Rocket Warrior.
Yeah, that's the one that I was saying. Rocket Warrior, yes.
Gearfried the Iron.
Gearfried, you're 100%. You're 100% right there.
Knight, Swordsman of Landstar.
Okay, this is the one that I meant. This one I can also see it like being there.
Guilford the Lightning.
That's Guilford, yes.
Kunai with Chain.
Oh, this is such an iconic card for Joey. I can definitely see this. Yeah, 100%.
This card does have a Flame Swordsman version, but
nah, they will still do it.
I mean, you could make one for this one as well. Baby Dragon and Thousand Dragon.
I mean, the Baby Dragon is already there. So Thousand Dragon, I don't know. I feel like the new Red Eyes is basically like a combination between Red Eyes and the Thousand Dragon. But it could happen. It could happen. We have enough Kunai cards already. Yeah, but like, one for this. More Red Eyes. But Joey never played more Red Eyes. His only Red Eyes was Red Eyes, and he didn't have it for most of Vital City. Wait. Well, yeah, he only had it for one duel, so.
Giant Trunade.
Oh, Giant Trunade could also. Dude, this is another board breaker. Chat. Let's do it. Let's make it a going second deck, please. Let's make it a going second deck. We need to put all our stocks in this being a blind second deck. Yes.
Question
and Shield and Sword. I don't see these ones.
Shield and Sword, Roulette Spider, and
what is Roulette Spider? What the hell? When was this used?
Roulette Spider.
When was this? I've never seen this. Screw side decking, main deck 3 copies of Giant Trunade. Question versus Roba. Really? I don't remember this at all. I don't remember from this Paroba duel. The duel against Jinso. Oh, interesting. Well, I don't remember this at all. Maybe it was only used one time.
And Magical Arm Shield.
Magical Arm Shield, I remember. Roulette Spire is when he won Jinso. Yeah. The spider hugs Jinso's face. I need a tight replay, but that's so funny.
Let me know in the comments what cards you would like to see retrained, what would their retrained names be, and what would their effects be. Let me know. I want to say thank you very much to the Patreons for supporting the channel and help making these videos possible. And Dragon.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about the main one for me. The main one for me is gonna be Giant Trunade.
Dragon and Thousand Dragon, Giant Trunade.
For me, let's talk about Giant Trunade, because to me that's gonna be what settles it. if they make a retrain, I know there is different giant Runates. I feel like there is like 3 already, right? But if they make one for this archetype, what would it do? How do we make this better? Return all spell and traps to the field. What if we make it also return the monsters? No, that would be like not good actually. That would be like the opposite of synergy. If it also returns the monsters, because we need the monsters on the field. We need opponents' monsters on the field. Yes, they made Mirror Force, Fair Duster retrains. Gentry reward will have to be opponent's cards only. Yeah, that sounds decent. Yes, there won't be a Trunade because the set has different Trunade card already. Ah, okay. Well, unlucky. All right. Well, there is no Trunade for you. Okay. Chat, I see a lot of potential with this card, with the Fisherman guy, with the Red Eyes, the Kaiju Red Eyes, with Jinso. I see a lot of potential to make this deck a blind second deck. Mid potential deck. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. This is potential deck. It could be anything. It could be the best. It could be a tier 0 deck. It could be the worst piece of shit ever made. So I cannot wait. I really want to play this. So I would probably listen. Chat, if you actually make me famous by the time this came out for TCG, we'll be opening this because I want to collect these cards. I feel like these are the type of cards that I will show to my friends when my friends that are not into Yu-Gi-Oh! And they say, oh, remember like the anime? Remember Joy? Look at these cards. They look awesome. They look very nice. Look at them. Like when I show my Pokemon cards, they are, oh, the art is really cool, right? But I don't have that for Yu-Gi-Oh! So I will show this, like, remember Jinso? Oh yeah. I will collect these cards. I don't think I will play them in the TCG because I will make a fool of myself, most likely. But I would like to collect them and frame them because they look really, really cool. So yeah. Let me know what would you play this what would you put in this deck in order to make it a blind second deck or a going second mostly. I will play as a blind second. You know me. You know blind second blame. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So can't wait to read your comments. Thank you. All right, chat. Dragoon. You know what? I don't see why not. I actually do not see why you wouldn't play Dragoon in this. At work, customers keep saying nice Pokemon cards and I have to contain myself every time. Oh my god. I think this has potential if someone finds a perfect combat sub-engine. That's what I'm saying. The sub-engine should be Sky Striker and Radiant Typhoon. How I see it. And you just don't... you just need to use those cards before you log yourself into fusions. That's it.